This is a voice lesson with Kimmy Christnacht on March 18th, 2019. And you let me know when it's facing you. Are you good?
That's good. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So let's start with a warm-up. We'll do, how about let's do an NG so that we can get your sinuses open and get your chest voice and head voice all blendy. All right? So let's do a and yeah, so when you're doing these exercises, you have a very slight tendency to kind of articulate your head up as you're changing the pitch. So why don't you just turn over and look in the mirror a little bit. So while you're doing this, just kind of see what your face does.
Okay.
Here we go. And awesome, that fixed it. Did you see how that one you kind of tried to articulate it a little bit with your face, just a smidge, and it's just a habitual thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just something to be aware of.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So let's just keep doing that. And you can face front again if you want, or if you want to look at the mirror and keep yourself. Yeah. Let's try it. And I'll let you finish writing. You tell me when you're ready. Okay. All right. Here we go. And. Excellent. And that popped, I don't know if you could hear that or not, but it popped your pharynx open in the front, like this little, beautiful. So let's do it again. And. So that one right there, the higher one, it went back a little bit on you. That's why I kind of breathed out a little bit. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to have you slow it down a little and feel like it goes more up the front of your face. So you get that. Just a little bit more kazooie. Just try that. And. Yup. And just be careful when you come down. You don't come down too far because then it gets a little bit flat. But you're doing great. So here we go. Yeah, and just like really think up when you're coming down so it doesn't go down too far. There you go. Beautiful. Yeah, and you're not articulating up now. Beautiful. Last one. Yeah, and remember, as you're going higher, if you feel like your larynx is jacking up a little high, just drop your jaw, because that will help it kind of. So like if you felt like that, because that's not a high note for you. So if you ever feel like it feels like it's getting tense or too high, just remember, oh yeah, I have to drop my jaw. Okay, beautiful. Let's just do one more just to kind of get the low stuff sort of rocking and rolling here. Let's do, let's just do just blah, 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 blah. So you go like, blah, 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 blah. I don't want it to be pretty. I just want you to like make a noise, make just a word on a pitch. Okay, one and ready.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Nice.
Blah, 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 blah.
Look at you, soprano with a low F sharp. That's magical. Okay, let's do starting on the A again, which is like blah, 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 blah. You don't even have to worry about vibrato or anything. We're literally just talking on a pitch so that we can find your primal sound, your authentic voice, all right? One and ready.
Blah, 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 blah.
Good.
Blah, 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 blah. 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 Blah, 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 blah.
Nice blend.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Yep, nice and plain.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. And that last one, it got a little bit airy on you, just because, again, it just kind of went back a little bit. A lot of times as we go higher, we start to listen to it more, which pulls
Yeah.
it pulls it back toward our ear. But then that means we kind of miss the front resonators. So what I want you to do is I want you to just put your finger right in front of your face. And we're just going to do, you're going to go, "Ee." And I just want you to keep it right in the center no matter how high we go, okay? Try that. And that's great. And I don't know if you could tell, but you didn't go flat now on the low one because now you're keeping it all in the center of the face. Because for you, I know we've talked about this before, but when you go flat, it's because more of your voice is in the bottom of your face instead of the right in the dead center. So that's beautiful. So what would you like to work on today?
I was thinking I wanted to focus mostly on the world above.
The world above? Okay.
I've been kind of working on O Goddess Wise, but
Okay.
some of the intervals are, I just need to learn it more.
Yep.
What else?
Let me, okay, great. Beautiful. All right, so we've got this. And I'll just give you this interval, this beginning, and you can comment whenever you feel like.
This is where I belong, beneath the clear white blue here. I feel completely new here in the world above.
Ready, and.
It's like my life was wrong, and somehow now at last I'm in my own skin, up here in the world above. There's so much light here, light and space, the sun so bright here upon my face. It feels so right here, warm as love. Life seems to be almost calling to me from this strange new world above.
And that's it, right?
Yes, it's
that's
a
it.
pretty
Okay,
short
cool.
little
Okay, great. So, as we're going through this, the thing that my ear picks up on the most is when you go into your chest blend, it just feels like a little too belty and not quite enough blending, just a smidge. So let's just start again, just like the couple of measures before you come in, and you're great. You're just kind of popping in whenever during these G chords, whatever. So let's just this is so that TH, because it's vocalized, it's very helpful if you actually do try to get the pitch to come out. A lot of times it's almost like this, almost like a TH, like in the word think. And what I'll suggest is you can almost do like an this is where I, because then you'll be right on the pitch as soon as you start. So it's like, so this, and you have more time than you think you have. A lot of times when we sing, we feel like we don't have the time we need. One of my favorite sayings from one of my former teachers is, you have all the time you take.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm just noodling here. I'm not doing every single note on the page, obviously. So let's just try from this beginning again and give yourself that time to, this is, all right, let's see. No, we'll do here, like.
This is where I belong, beneath the clear white blue here. I feel completely new here in the world above. It's like my life was wrong, and somehow now at last I'm in.
Very good. That's much better. So now I'm going to address, so it can be tricky sometimes to come in on offbeats. And that's pretty much all of your entrances in the song. You have this is where, beneath the, I feel complete. So what I want you to do is I want you to actually accent that upbeat,
Okay.
that offbeat, even though it isn't marked that. So you get this, so it'll be beneath the clear and I feel complete and it's like my life. Okay? I know it seems a little over the top, but it will help you get a really good running start for the rest of the phrase. So let's try just one measure before you come in with this is where I belong. Okay? Let's see.
This is where I belong, beneath the clear white blue here. I feel completely new here in.
That was great.
Sorry,
I don't care. No, I don't
weird.
care about. I don't care about notes. I mean, I know you know the notes. I just wanted to make sure that you had a really good. I call it the vocal gesture. Like those were great. You're beneath it. I don't know if you could tell, but it actually made your diction better too. Way better.
Okay.
It's sort of like that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So if you get a really, really, really good beneath, everything that comes after it will be as strong as the first thing. Okay. All right? That was actually much better than I thought it was going to be because you've never done it before. But here's the other thing too. Whenever we kind of mess up a note or we forget a word in a song that we kind of know really well, that's a good thing because what it means is that your body's really doing something new. You're not just stuck in a muscle memory time warp. You know, you're actually doing something brand new. Very cool. So let's do this again from the this is where, and I'll give you that your measure before you come in.
Okay.
And you're doing great, and I'll just follow you because I'm just chung-chunging. So all right, so.
This is where I belong.
I just want a little more this. And don't worry, just come in whenever you feel like this. It's still a little too, it's still too little like thistle.
Yeah.
I know it sounds, it'll sound like a little over the top, but you will be happy with the result.
Okay.
So let's try this one more time here. Like.
This is where I belong, beneath the clear white blue here. I feel completely new here in the world above.
Beautiful. I'm just going to trace this with this.
Yeah.
That's all right. I'm not
completely new here in.
Yeah. No, you're doing great. Let's go from the beneath the clear. Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, ready, and
Beneath the clear white blue here, I feel completely new here in the world above.
and
It's like my life was wrong, and somehow now at last
that's the spot. That's the spot where it gets a little beltier than it needs to be, and it pulls you too far away from blended voice.
Okay.
So I'm not saying you can't do it. I just want to make sure that it's a choice and that it's not what I would call like a default.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Cool. So let's go from, let's see. It's like my life was wrong. So 1 and 2 and ready and.
It's like my life was wrong, and somehow now at last I'm in my own skin, up here in the...
It's the in, right? So up here in. Can you indulge me? R can be kind of tricky. Like, we don't necessarily want to sing lots of R's sometimes, but for you, because that R is vocalized and it's going to link you from a voice that feels like more blended and heady down to like what feels like it should be a really chesty note for you, could you just, I want you to hang out on the R a little longer. So you go, herein. So I want you to say rin.
Yeah.
Herein instead of herein. I just want to see if that makes a difference. So could we go from just up herein? 1 and ready.
Up here in the world above.
Totally. I liked that. How would it tell me how you feel about it, because I don't want to.
I feel like I can consciously stay in that head voice without doing. I don't know. What I was consciously
Were you trying
going
to belt
into my
it?
chest voice. Yeah, this before. So
Because here's the deal. With this song and your type of voice, I don't think it needs to be chested.
okay.
There are other songs she sings where you would have a little bit more of the spoken quality to the voice, but because of where this one hangs out, I think you're okay. It actually, the reason I feel like I've had like a visceral reaction to this, the "and" is because it's so different from the other one that it felt like a gear shift that you decided on academically. Like, this is the place where I'm going to sing in chest voice. And what I would love is if you do decide to sing in chest voice there, that it's more on an emotional gesture. So if it ends up being in chest voice, it's because you're going in, like, that's just like energetically where it goes, as opposed to like a logical, like, and this is where the voice shall go into chest.
Okay.
So let's take a peek and let's just do that again. How about from the and somehow now at last. We'll go from there. And when you say the up here in this world, give me some kind of an emotion in it. And it can be it can be happy, it can be excited, it can be scared, anything but sad. Because just like I don't want you to be like sad because you're stuck under the sea. Only because sad will suck the life out of your voice. It will take energy away from you, and you could even sing it angrily. And because the music isn't angry, you won't sound angry. Do you want to try a couple of the different emotions and just kind of see which one you like the best? Okay, cool. So how about, could we go from, and somehow now at last, how about from there, do you want to try a sarcastic one?
Yeah.
Just to kind of see? Okay, so 1 and 2 and.
And somehow now at last I'm in my own skin, up here in the world above.
Yeah, you know what I loved about that? It was a little bit more chesty on the D than the one where I had you artificially keep the R, but it wasn't as obvious of a gear shift.
Yeah.
So my ear likes it.
Yeah.
Me like it.
I think the idea of singing with an emotion to move your voice rather than
yeah, well,
artificially or
yeah. Well, also because
nice.
if it's something that comes organically from you and it's an emotion, you're not going to have to think that or place that in there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's to me it's a no-brainer because you're like, why would I want to consciously think about one more thing?
Mm-hmm.
You know? So that was like the sarcastic one.
Yeah.
Now, how about, do you want to do like a super effervescently happy one?
Yeah, sure.
Like, I think of it like vocal jazz hands. We'll try that. All right. Let's see. Was that an okay place to start?
Yeah.
And somehow. So 1 and 2 and ready and.
And somehow now at last I'm in
Be happy.
my own skin up here in the world above.
So, did happy work for you?
Yeah, I kind of ran out of air because I forgot to breathe. But
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. Yeah. So how about let's try. This is the one I always love giving people because they're always surprised by how well it works. But we'll see. Do it like you're angry.
Okay.
Okay. So how about but let's go from the it's like my life was wrong. Like be really kind of angry about it, just to give you an emotional gesture. But the music's not angry, so you won't sound angry. So. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
It's like my life was wrong, and somehow now at last I'm in my own skin up here in the world above.
Wow, that was interesting.
Yeah.
That one gave you the chest one.
It did.
But I didn't, this might sound weird, but it doesn't bother me. Because I don't like it as much as the blend. But
Yeah.
that could just be my own, like, aesthetic preference. But for me, as long as it feels authentic to you, like physically feels authentic, I will buy whatever you're selling.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. So of the ones that we looked at, like the first one was kind of sarcastic, and then we had kind of like a bubbly, happy one, and then the angry one. What one felt the most like emotionally like how you would play Ariel?
I mean, probably happy.
The happy one?
I liked the sound of the sarcastic one a little bit, but you know.
Yeah. And here's the deal. A lot of times what I'll say that's actually very common. So what I'll say to people is practice it sarcastically so you can like get your body under it. But and then when you perform it, like think the happy thoughts. Cool.
Yeah.
So how about, since the happy worked so well for you, let me just give you the two measures before you come in, and just think. That's what this is. This This is your happy inner monologue. So you've got this. That's like yeah, like that's your happy. Like this is right. Okay, so I'll give you an approximation of that, and then you just come in whenever you feel like you want to. Okay.
This is where I belong, beneath the clear white blue here. I feel completely new here.
That way, like.
I feel completely.
You know what's happening? You're trying to go up on the feel too soon.
Oh.
I feel, and that's why it's weird. So I feel complete. So you don't move until the pleat. All right. All right. So one more time from the very, very beginning. Let's see.
This is where I belong, beneath the clear white blue here. I feel completely new here in the world above.
You fixed it. Good. 1, 2, ready, and.
It's like my life was wrong, and somehow now at last I'm in my own skin up here in the world
so this ending, this freely part, take that seriously.
Yes.
Yeah, just do whatever you want. Like this, because there's nothing. So if you'll notice in the right hand, those triplets, they literally mimic you. So that's sort of code for the accompanist. Kind of, it doesn't say con la voce, which means with the voice. It doesn't say that in there, but that's kind of what it means. So, from just give yourself, do kind of whatever you want freely.
Okay.
In that life seems to be. So 1 and ready.
Life seems to be almost calling to me from this strange new world above.
Yeah, let me see this. Life seems to me almost calling to me from this strange new world. Where do you, I know where I would breathe. Where do you feel like you would breathe?
I think before from this makes sense.
So it'll go, life seems to be almost calling to me from this strange new world above. Does that feel, would that work for you? I don't want to dictate it to you because I do want it to be natural.
No, that seems
Could we just try that? Because that was the only thing that I felt about your freely.
Yeah.
I felt like you still felt a little imprisoned by where you were supposed to breathe.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. How's about, could we go from the there's so much light here? Could we go from there, the last 2 pages? 1 and 2.
There's so much light here, light and space, the sun so bright here upon my face. It feels so right here, warm as love. Life seems to be almost calling to me from this strange new world above.
That felt more comfortable to
Yeah.
me. Did that
Felt
feel
more
good?
free, more comfortable. More.
Good. Really, really, really good. Fantastic. Well, I really appreciate you letting me record this.
Of course.